Welcome everyone to 284 News. My name is Javon Wilson.
I'm Kamal Haynes.
And I'm Ron Grant.
And we are so thrilled and happy to be coming to you live out of the beautiful British Virgin Islands. The content continues via our website, 284media.com. In today's news, fully vaccinated travelers are now exempted from the BVI Portal Application that is going to be from October 1st. Carriers, whether boat or by plane, in breach to face a $10,000 fine, and minors are also exempted.
And active COVID-19 cases dropped to 30, with majority now on Virgin Gorda, and health professionals concerned about high percentage of local cases.
We also see a special story today. Local barber Mr. Kurt Pope offering free haircuts to the elderly on Sunday. So we get into the details of that later on. And
JVD Primary to reopen today after major issues have been addressed. School will have 3 retrofitted trailers for students and persons charged to be subjected to mandatory COVID-19 tested prior to being lawfully detained. We get to these stories when 284 News returns.
You value traditions. Today, you value music. You value education. Family.
I love you.
Service.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
Well, welcome back, everyone. It's Wednesday, September 22nd, 2021. I'm Kamal Haynes.
And my name is Javon Wilson, of course, coming to you live out of the beautiful British Virgin Islands with your daily dose of 284 News. Viewers, lots to get into today, so we're going to dive straight into that. Now, fully vaccinated persons from overseas entering the British Virgin Islands will no longer be required to apply for entry using the BVI Gateway Portal entry system. The exemption, which takes effect from October 1st, comes out of executive decisions from the Cabinet of the Virgin Islands. This was revealed just last night by the Premier of the Virgin Islands, who spoke to the protocols via the VIP's radio talk show. Let's watch.
All fully vaccinated travelers entering the Virgin Islands would also be exempted from applying to enter using the BVI Gateway Portal provided that one, that their second COVID-19 vaccine was received no less than 2 weeks before entry to the territory. 2, that the vaccine must be a World Health Organization approved vaccine. 3, that upon entry to the territory, each vaccinated traveler must provide the results of a negative PCR test or antigen rapid test no older than 5 days and furnish the following. 1, the results of the tests, which must be negative. And 2, provide valid proof of vaccination, whether CAD or otherwise. And they also must be subjected to an antigen rapid test upon arrival. And if the results of the test is negative, they will not be subjected to quarantine protocols. Of course, if it is positive, they will be subjected.
Now, viewers, both boat and airline companies found in breach of the vaccine and COVID-19 test verifications could face up to $10,000. Let's watch.
Each passenger carrier, whether it be boat or plane, must verify that each vaccinated traveler before embarkation must provide the results of a negative PCR test or antigen rapid test no older than 5 days and furnish the following. 1, the results of the test, which must be negative. And 2, provide valid proof of vaccination.
The territory leader also said that children and teenagers under the age of 17 years old will also be bypassing that BVI portal re-entry process.
We decide that minors 17 years and under traveling with vaccinated parents or guardians entering the Virgin Islands will also be exempted from applying to enter the Virgin Islands using the BVI Gateway Portal, provided that 1, upon entry to the territory, each minor must provide the results of a negative PCR test or antigen rapid test no older than 5 days and furnish the following. one, the results of the test, which must be negative, and in doing so, the minor accompanied by the vaccinated parent or guardian will be allowed to A, embark any carrier destined for the Virgin Islands without penalty, and B,
Premier Foy also revealed that Cabinet's new decisions were premised on creating a more amicable mode of entry for the cruise ship passengers who gave ultimatums that required the removal of the rapid testing requirement upon disembarkation. Now, as a result, these fully vaccinated passengers will also be exempted from applying through the BVI Gateway portal for entry into our territory. The Premier expressed that the initial draft of the proposed bubble was reviewed and deferred for further development to allow controlled movement of passengers in an earnest effort to protect both the tourists as well as residents from the risks of COVID-19. Kamal, big developments coming out of the Cabinet of the Virgin Islands. Just last night on VIP Radio, the Premier was able to speak to these new changes, in particular how the laws will be amended to make way for these changes as well. I know a lot of persons welcome an easier entry process, but there are a few things for us to still continue to examine to ensure that the process is a bit seamless. One of the concerns is the processing time at the ports of entry, being now that persons will be required to pay and test upon entry. So they're looking at the lines and how long that will take. And also, we're not even sure at this point how the ferry operators in particular and the carriers coming into the country in general, how they will feel about this new requirement for them to provide not only the valid results of COVID-19 negative test results from passengers, but also copies of fully vaccinated, copies of their vaccination cards as well. So a lot of pressure on the carriers now as well.
Well, it is good news overall for those persons who had issues, especially having to pay persons to fill out the form via the portal for them. You know, obviously a lot of persons would have welcomed the news. So, I mean, you can't always win-win, you know, sometimes you have to compromise even from both government and passengers. So we do welcome this, this initiative from the government. Well, moving on, viewers, well, the number of active positive COVID-19 cases in the British Virgin Islands continue to be on the decline, with a total now standing at 30. Well, this is according to Minister for Health, Carvin Malone, who made the announcement during a VIP Let's Talk radio program last night. Well, he said the active number of cases had been a further decline from 47 cases announced on Monday, September 20th.
But today, we've had some updated numbers, and I'm pleased to report that of the 81,393 samples that we have conducted at the Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital, 2,681 it was that was declared positive, and we've had 17 net recoveries. So 2,614 persons have now recovered. There were 37 deaths, unfortunate deaths that we've had. So we now have 30 active cases. This is down from the 47 that were reported even as late as yesterday. 4 of these cases were discovered on the entry protocols for days 0, 7, and 14, and the other 26 are cases that exist here in the territory.
Malone further detailed the epidemiological data regarding the location of the cases, which confirmed that the majority are now on the sister island of Virgin Gorda.
The territory. So we have to be mindful, as I said, because we have a situation where the records are showing that 13 of these cases are reported on the island of Tortola and 17 reported on a sister island of Virgin Gorda. So we have a number of situations that have been developing, and the incubation period for this is, so even of those 34 that were reported before, the incubation period is between 10 and 14 days. So we still have to be mindful of what it is that we're doing. We cannot, will not.
Well, the health minister had expressed on Monday a major concern about health professionals with a high percentage of locals who were detected among the total active positive cases. But at the time of his announcement, the active cases stood at 47, with 35 of those cases being locals within the communities.
The most troubling aspect of the report is that 35 of the 47 cases were found within the community. Clearly, my people,
we are not out of the woods. Since a report of September 8, 37 cases have been reported as recovered, but sadly, there exist 34 new cases. It is these new cases that are of concern to our public health professionals. COVID-19 cases have now been reported in our schools, our healthcare facilities, government departments, statutory bodies, and private companies. Each time new cases are discovered, our public health team must decide on mitigating measures to lessen the likelihood of the virus being transmitted throughout the organization and the wider community. The reality is that we are in an era of COVID, and we must balance lives and livelihoods. The challenge that we now face is what is the most effective and proven method of reducing the number of persons being hospitalized and dying as a result of the COVID-19 virus.
Our viewers, the minister therefore urged residents to seek vaccination as it is the only proven procedure to assist with minimizing the impact of the COVID-19 virus. Well, Javon, this here is some good news. Obviously, the decline in numbers of total cases, but at the same time, as the minister continues to inform and urge persons that we are still not out of the woods.
Certainly not. We have to pay attention to what's happening with COVID-19, the fluidity of the situation, and of how quickly as well things can change. So again, reminding viewers, all of our viewers, to do their part. Protect yourself, socially distance yourself, and of course, continue to sanitize. Up next, viewers, we're going to get into a very special story. A local barber is spending his Sundays committing to assisting and helping the elderly in our community by offering his services of barbering, free house calls. We get into the details of that when 284 News returns.
The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire. Bring it home and upgrade today.
Is business slow, cash flow down, hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Well, welcome back, viewers. Well, the Jos Van Dyke Primary School reopened today, Wednesday, September 22nd, after the majority of issues identified recently have been rectified. But this is according to the Education Minister, Dr. Natalia Wheatley, who made the announcement while speaking on the VIP Let's Talk radio program last night. Well, he said the works completed included mold removal and electrical, air conditioning, and plumbing repairs. Take a listen.
And recently, of course, we've had some maintenance issues in Jos Van Dyke, and I want to be able to report to the people of the Virgin Islands. I've actually reported to the people in Jos Van Dyke already. We identified that we had some electrical issues there. We had some plumbing issues there. We had some issues with the AC, and we had some issues with mold. Now, the mold work has been completed. This is a report that I received today. The mold work has been completed. We've had some electrical work which has been completed. Plumbing works, I believe, has been completed. I have to double check because some of this work was ongoing. And school should be ready for reopening on tomorrow, which is Wednesday.
Well, Minister Wheatley also revealed that following discussions with the relevant stakeholders of the Jos Van Dyke Primary School, a decision was made to secure 3 retrofitted trailers to accommodate students who utilize the library building of the school, which is no longer deemed appropriate for teaching.
The Premier and I, along with the Assistant Secretary in the Ministry, Ms. Lorna Stevens, as well as one of the maintenance supervisors, Mr. Hadaway, traveled over to Jos Van Dyke Primary School last week once we became aware of some of the specific issues that the school had. And we were able to collaborate with the principal and the teachers to come up with some solutions to make the students there more comfortable, which would involve retrofitting some trailers. And thanks be to God, you know, Premier informed me just a while ago that we had secured all 3 trailers that we're going to use. Of course, you know, we wanted to move quickly to ensure that we identified and we secured the trailers that we'll be retrofitting to make those young people more comfortable.
Well, the Education Minister also explained the use of the trailers, adding that they will be made available until the new Jos Van Dyke Primary School building has been completed.
Young persons to come out of the building. Basically, there was a building that used to be a library.
Okay.
That was basically turned into a school, and the young persons were in that building. And of course, you know, we set out to build a new school, but of course, with some of the challenges which have been identified, we have determined that the best thing to do is to take the children out of that structure, put them in these retrofitted trailers while the school is being built. And the principal, the teachers, and the parents seemed to accept this and be comfortable with this idea.
Well, viewers, these developments follow the recent action taken by teachers of the school last week who protested against horrid conditions that were present within the school building. Where the protest went viral across the territory, and the minister responsible, Dr. Wheatley, was met with harsh criticism. But Dr. Wheatley, along with his team, met with the frustrated teachers to listen to their many concerns and issues. And according to the minister, some of these key issues have now been addressed. But Javon, this is some very good news for those students of the Jos Van Dyke Primary School who today would have been able to, you know, recommence classes, you know, in-person classes at the facility.
And I'm so happy to hear that. I mean, persons across the territory deserve this. We cannot continue to neglect our students in any way. And as a territory, I believe we have a collective responsibility to ensure that they are working in a healthy, safe, and conducive environment. As we move on, viewers, a very, very special story. If it's one thing we're known for here in the Virgin Islands, it's the fact that we have big hearts. The way persons in the community continue to reach back and extend community and care really speak to our character as a people, as a collective people here in the British Virgin Islands. Now, today's highlight story, viewers, is no different. Local barber Kurt Pope is making a significant difference in the lives of our elderly by offering them free haircuts on Sundays at their home. Now, viewers, his career in barbering began at the tender age of 13, inspired by his grandmother. Here's what he had to say earlier today.
It all begins at Trinidad, where I was the age of 13 years. I'm now 34. Where when school closed, I like to, instead of lying on the block and lingering around, I like to go and look for a little hustle and thing. And there I was, bounced up on a barber shop, and they accept my offer as a youth man trying. You know, I explained to them that I don't want to be home on the block, I don't want to be a smoker, I don't want to be a limer, a drinker. And they said, all right, what could you offer to the barber shop? I said, well, I could clean glass, I could run errands for razor blade, mentally sprayed, wherever all I want. I see you have plants, I could water the plants. You have glass to clean, you have here on the ground to sweep, you have magazines to pack back out, you know, so I could contribute a lot. And there I was accepted. Well, my grandmother, I live with my grandmother, and she was like a single parent. And she always pushed me on anything I want to do. She always give me the extra drive. And I told her that I want to learn barbering because it's like I have a passion for when I go by the barber and he cut my hair. I always used to be like, one day, I would love to be a barber. And here I am right now.
Now, viewers, I know by now you probably would have recognized that heavy Trini accent. Yes, he is Trinidadian, but blessed to be living here in the Virgin Islands. But just like in Trinidad, he continues to pay homage to our elders, through his art.
Well, once again, it all starts with Trinidad, where I learn off of the elderly, people that are less fortunate. I go to schools and cut hair. That's how I practice. That's why I'm perfect now, because practice makes perfect. Yeah. I reach out to schools that special children goes to, and I never forget where I come from. Now, if I was in Trinidad, I'd be doing the same thing, because that's how I started off. Now I'm on the BVI, I live here, and I didn't have enough time to, like, you know, so now I am back up on my feet, up and running, and I just want to just start all over, because it's a blessing to give back and to reach out, you know, because when God bless you, it's to bless others. And I want people to know in the BVI that you don't have to be a barber to reach out to the elderlies or to reach out to people in the public, you know. Giving back is so simple. It's just simple, like as you're cleaning your yard, you're cleaning the street. You just do a couple houses down at the side of the road with the walker, the lawnmower. All that is giving back, all that is community service, right? So you don't have to be a barber to reach out and to give back or to do community service. It all begins with you, and it all begins with your heart. It's like, you know, it's something like they never really look out for, they're not expecting it, because I like to put on my gloves, I like to pick them off the bed, put them in the wheelchair, take them outside, lift them back up, put them back on the bed. So, you know, they just be like, some of them just want to cry because, you know, they just ask me my name, and they just ask me, you know, things like, you know, why did you choose to come to my house? And, you know, I just say, you know, it's okay, you know, sometimes when I don't cut the hair, they want to pay me. I'll be like, no, it's from my heart, and it's also to the community, you know, it's on the behalf of this is Mass International Barbershop, and we just give back on a Sunday. So if you have any friends or any relatives, you give them my number and share the love.
Now, viewers, Mr. Kurt Pope went on to express his gratitude to his boss, Mr. Donovan, who, of course, is the owner of Scissors Master International Barbershop located in Fish Bay, and, of course, who is affording him the opportunity to work under his prestigious brand. Come on, when we think about community, when we think about care, when we think about compassion, we think about persons like Kurt Pope, who have made the BVI his home, but really an energy that extends across the territory in ensuring that despite we're going about our everyday lives, we are finding the time and the compassion to give back to this community. And I just want to applaud Mr. Kurt Pope on what he's doing, and of course send him lots of love and energy in his future endeavors. Indeed,
Giovanna, it's a very good initiative. Obviously putting a lot of smiles on those persons' faces as well. And I did see a few of the photos circulating on social media as well, and there were some very praiseworthy comments, you know, so kudos to him. Well, viewers, up next, persons charged will be subjected to mandatory COVID-19 testing prior to being lawfully detained. We get to this story when 284 News returns.
Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too, offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
Well, viewers, welcome back. Well, all persons in police custody who are subsequently charged with a criminal offense will now be mandated to take a COVID-19 test prior to being lawfully detained. Well, this is according to Minister for Health, Carvin Malone, who made the announcement during a media conference on Monday, September 20th. According to the minister, he said that the government decided to mandate testing for persons charged with criminal offenses after it was revealed that there was an alarming concern regarding detainees who refused to be tested for COVID-19 virus. While he warned that the objection to these testings from these individuals poses a threat to law enforcement officers who will be at risk of contracting COVID-19.
There is an increasing trend where persons who have been detained or in conflict with the law have refused to be tested, which potentially exposes and places considerable risk to our law enforcement officers. While there are legal restrictions that prohibit the enforcement of testings of all persons in conflict with the law, irrespective to them being officially charged for an offense, Cabinet decided that prior to being lawfully detained, a person shall be required to take a COVID-19 rapid test unless the Attorney General advises otherwise. In other words, a person who has been arrested and being held at the police station, if subsequently charged, will be subjected to a rapid antigen test prior to being transported to Her Majesty's prison.
Well, in August 2020, a number of law enforcement officers were severely impacted by the COVID-19 virus as the territory battled a COVID-19 spike, where the spike resulted in the temporary closure of police stations and officers having to quarantine, which resulted in the reduction of available frontline officers. Well, Javon, if memory serves you right, I know we all can remember what happened during that first initial spike in the territory, where there were a lot of concerns as there was less availability of officers due to the impact of the COVID-19. We would have seen reports of the East End police station having to close to be sanitized, and obviously that would have impacted, you know, the ability to police the territory as actively as required. And with this particular decision, we could understand from a standpoint of protecting the local police officers from those persons they would detain and wouldn't be obviously known in terms of what their status is in terms of whether they're COVID-19 positive or not. So to me, I believe it's a warranted decision by the government to basically help to protect those persons who are they're basically trying to protect us as citizens.
Completely agreed. Now, viewers, in the countdown to its annual Walk for Cure, CIBC FIRST Caribbean, in collaboration with the Rotary Clubs of Central Tortola and of Rotang, will host the Hunt for the Cure, a car rally fundraising treasure hunt on Saturday, September 25th, starting at 10 a.m. Now, the cancer fundraiser is part of the Walk for the Cure initiative, and all proceeds will go to the BVI Cancer Society. The car rally takes participants on a fun adventure around Tortola, which starts and ends at the CIBC FIRST Caribbean car park. Participants are invited to register, as either a team of 2, 3, or 4 persons, and the first 50 participating teams will receive a $25 Sol fuel voucher on the day. Now, viewers, the prizes, which are suitable for all ages to enjoy, includes a Necker Island wildlife tour with Gumption's Learning Adventures, a Gumption's Sea It Clear glass bottom boat tour of the reef, as well as a day trip with Nice and Easy charters. Now, based on a theme, a community of care and hope, teams can also win special category prizes with the best thematically dressed vehicle or best message of hope for the cure. Registration in advance is encouraged. Entry fees per vehicle are as $80 for a 2-person team, $120 for a team of 3, $160 for a team of 4, and $200 for a corporate team with an opportunity to brand the vehicle. Registration on the day is possible for a charge of just $20 extra per vehicle. Now, viewers, participants will receive water and hand sanitizer on the day and will be required to wear a mask and maintain social distance when engaging with persons outside of their group. All funds raised will be added to the monies already raised by the Walk for the Cure event, which will then be held on October 9th. Now, viewers, the branch manager for retail, platinum and business banking, Mr. Fabian Devonish, said, and I quote, "We are excited to have this addition to our activities this year to help raise awareness and support for the fight against cancer." He continued, "The Hunt for the Cure is an activity that can be safely enjoyed by families or teams in the same social bubble, as participants can remain in their bubble with minimum interaction with other groups. It's also an opportunity to go out and have some fun that's different from the normal weekend activity, which helps to bring in much needed funds to support the work of the BVI Cancer Society." End of quote. Now, entry forms for the Hunt for the Cure can be downloaded from the events page of the same name, that is on the CIBC FIRST Caribbean International Bank page. That's on Facebook, or you can request that form by email at fabian.devonish@cibc.com. Great stuff happening in the community. Kamal, of course, corporate BVI, joining hands with the nonprofits of this territory to ensure that we are meeting those necessary needs.
Indeed, Javon. Well, viewers, that's it for today's news roundup. My name is Kamal Hayes. Thank you for joining us.
And my name is Javon Wilson. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.